Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about some of my recent reads. So it feels like I haven't filmed in so long, which is kind of true. The last two videos I uploaded were vlogs, so those were like filmed weeks before I uploaded them, so it feels like I haven't filmed in a really long time, so if I'm weird, that's why. In January I uploaded my wrap up and TBR, and then it is now mid-April, near the end of April, and I have not uploaded my February. Well, I read one book in February, so I was not gonna upload it or like a wrap up, and then March I read a few things, but in April I've read like 5 things, so I can actually do it, like talk about that. But in terms of February and March, I thought I'm going to just, because of like the inconsistencies, how much I've been reading recently, like I will read 1 book a month, 5 books a month, and then like I used to read like 20, so like just because of all that, I think I'm going to do recent reads videos, which I know a lot of booktubers are doing. It also gives me a chance to talk about books more in depth, and then like also I love filming wrap-ups, so depending on how much I read, I can do like several a month, one every 2 months, like it'll be fun. I don't know. And there's less pressure to post a wrap up at the end of the month. So, but I have 4 books here to talk to you about. I have 2 novels, a poetry collection, and a manga bind up that I read that I have to talk about today. So let's get started. The first book that I read was The Mermaid's Voice Returns in This One by Amanda Lovelace. She is the author of The Princess Saves Herself in This One, as well as the Witch Doesn't Burn in This One, which this is a poetry collection series. I actually made a whole video on it, so I will link that. But it is a super fun, not fun, it is a super interesting and insightful poetry collection series in general. This last book focuses on mermaids and like sirens and things like that. So there's a lot of like allusions to that sort of stuff, so you will see that throughout the book. It is also, these are all very feminist and things like that, and they do typically come with a list of trigger warnings, or you can find them online, but I know the second book does have a list of trigger warnings if that's what you're worried about. I did quite like this. It wasn't disappointing. I think the other books were a bit better, or I liked them a bit better in my opinion. Then again, I only read this one once, while the other ones I've read twice each. So like I really liked the other ones that I've like reread them before and stuff. So I only read this one time. So like, I don't know, but it was really like, I'm so happy and I'm so excited to see what else like she puts out in the future. Like I've met her before. Like I'm just really excited to see like what else she's gonna write. She's gonna do another series. Well, yeah, she is doing another series. What am I saying? The Monster Girls series. There's gonna be a second one. So I assume that's gonna happen. Sad this like series has come to a close. Like it was, I don't think it had that super like hit factor at the end of the poetry collections that most of her poetry collections do, if that makes sense. This one didn't really have that for me, but it was just like an average Amanda Lovelace poetry collection, which is not a bad thing at all, but that's just how I felt about it. So I ended up giving this one around 4 stars. Again, thank you to Anderson McNeil Publishing for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. They sent me an early copy. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what else she comes out with. Next book I read was The Field Guide to the North American Teenager, and this is by Ben Phillip. This I actually received an ARC from HCC Frenzy, so thank you so much to them. This book came out in January, so. This book is about a boy named Norris who is originally from Canada and moved to Texas. So he is in high school, so he has to transfer. He's also moving to a different country, and it's kind of like his life, his experiences in this new school, in this new environment, in this new country in general. There's a lot of like Canadian jokes, Canadian references. So tries to like analyze and label the people that are in his school. So some of the chapters are divided like into the jocks, the cheerleaders, and he's just kind of getting to know like his school, and there's like some traditional like school drama in there a bit. It is like a humorous book as well, so it does have that. I thought this was like enjoyable, like it was humorous. That's something I really liked about it. It was like an easy read. For some reason it took me forever, but it was an easy read. Like it was a fun read, so it's nothing like too serious. Had that kind of like predictable romance that most of these kind of books have, these teenage books, but these like teenager romancy high school books, it kind of had that like was predictable, of course, which I don't really blame it for. That's kind of usually how it goes. But I really liked all the Canadian references. Like I could relate so much, and like I thought that was super cute. And yeah, so if you're Canadian and you're looking for just like a light read that's kind of fun, maybe check this one out. But it's not like my highest rated like contemporary-ish kind of book out there, but it was an enjoyable read. But yeah, I'm I'm interested, I believe this was his debut, so like I'm interested to see like what else he's gonna write, because I did like the humor in this book, and I liked some of like the cute little high school-y romancy stuff, and there was also like pie in this book. It was cool. I should have given this one 3 stars though. Next up here, I read a manga that I was super excited about, and it is called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, and this is story by Yoro Simoni, art by Edu Kurahara. I tried. Oh, this book is about a high school boy who finds the diary of another girl that goes to his school. And in the diary, it talks about how she has a pancreatic disease and she basically is gonna die. He's the only one who knows, like other person who knows. And because she finds out that he found out, they get to know each other. And like, he's also like, oh my God, she's dying, like what? So it kind of had that premise. It was weird. It was a big no from me. Some things were still cute about it, like the art was good, the concept was good. The main character named Yamachi literally guilted him into being friends with her because she was dying. So she's like, great, we're best friends now. And he's like, I don't really know you, like I don't really want to be friends with you. And she's like, we're friends now, which is one thing, but then she also made him feel really bad. She's like, I'm dying, like you're not gonna be friends with me, like, and I was like, no. Like the entire book, she was just guilting him and like manipulating him, and it was like, I don't think that was the way it was supposed to come across. Like I think it was supposed to be like her like trying to like find this guy and like consult in someone, and then maybe it spread into a romance, I think is what they were going for. But it was just, what? It just didn't feel right. Like when I was reading it, like it just, something was off about this to me. Like I just got bad vibes from like the situation, the characters, things like that. I didn't care for any of them, so like I was never really invested in this story. It's a bind up too, so it's like, it's not even like one volume. She like was constantly asking for pity, which is one thing, but like there was just a lot of issues I had with this book. I was really disappointed because I thought it'd be really cool. It has a cool concept, it has a really nice art style as well, so this book was really disappointing, but I gave it 2 stars. Last but not least, we have a book that was recently made into a film, so it has been kind of more popular. You've probably seen it in public or heard about it. It's called 5 Feet Apart. It's by a bunch of people. Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Daugherty and Tobias Econis. I suck with names, which is usually why I just say the title. It's about our main character, Stella, who is suffering from CF, cystic fibrosis. She is on a wait list for a new set of lungs. She's currently living in the hospital. She's one of those people that's really organized. She takes her treatment seriously. She's like dedicated to getting better. She also makes videos on YouTube and has like around 20,000 subscribers, and literally talks about her experience with cystic fibrosis and like educates people on her health journey and stuff like that. While she's in the hospital, she meets this boy named Will, who also just like suffers from a similar kind of disease, but not cystic fibrosis. He's like the opposite of her. He doesn't really care about his treatment. He's kind of given up hope. He is trying out, like he's doing new drug trials and stuff like that, and he's not really like hopeful about it. The whole aspect of like 5 Feet Apart is because they literally, with both of their disorders, they can't go close to each other because they will infect each other basically, and they'll probably die. So we follow both the perspectives. We switch back and forth, hear how they cope with illness, and then their relationship with each other as this book goes on, and them in the hospital. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. I talked about this one a bit more, and I talked about this a bit in a vlog that I uploaded, my prep to New York City vlog. I think I talked about this. I think I was currently reading it, so I never gave my full thoughts, so here they are. If you want like a comparison, this is basically The Fault in Our Stars meets It's Kind of a Funny Story, just with like in the terms of the hospital romance aspect and then like the illness aspect as well. It can be related to those 2 books. I think that's a good mashup basically of this. And I liked Stella. She was relatable to me. I could relate a lot. I think her character was just well done in that way. Will had this really, even though like I always think of like, since Will in the movie, like Cole Sprouse plays him, I always thought of like him in my head and like he's beautiful, but he had just a really bland character. He was the traditional, I don't care about anything boy that a lot of these books have, especially in like books with illnesses like this. It's like a fast read and it's not bad. I just think a lot of the things that happened were really unrealistic and like just not right. They're more spoiler issues that I have had. So like if you've read the book and stuff, you might kind of know what I'm trying to hint at, but there was just some spoiler issues. There was also a side character who was really great, so that I appreciated. Like, it's not the best book out there. It's like an interesting one, and if you're looking for one of those like medical romance contemporaries, that's a really weird genre that I just made up, but like if you're looking for one of those, this is like one that's going around, so maybe check it out. I gave it around like 2.5 to 3 stars, so yeah, it was okay. So a lot of like mediocre reads for me. Those were the books that I wanted to talk about today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinions on these, what you think. Maybe, I know a lot of people have been loving 5 Feet Apart, so I would love to hear why you enjoyed it, and like I'm happy you enjoyed it, like don't get me wrong. Have any videos that I mentioned in this video linked in the description box down below. Give this video a like, as I would really appreciate it, and yeah, subscribe if you feel like it. I just got like a new editing software thing, so like I'm gonna be playing around with that, so let me know how you like the editing of this video. If there's anything like spectacularly new, there might not be any like big changes, but like curiosity thing, let me know what you think. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you super soon. Bye.